Wonder Woman embarks on a dangerous mission to rescue a troubled young girl from Villainy Inc., a criminal organization that plans to invade the superhero's island home of Themyscira. Hello, everybody. I'm Steve from VALHARTV, and today I'll be reviewing Wonder Woman Bloodlines. This is the animated movie. It came out in 2019. This movie I thought was overall not bad. It wasn't the best Wonder Woman movie that I've seen, especially for animated. The 2009 Wonder Woman I thought was a little bit better than this, personally. But this starts out retelling the original, the origin story of Wonder Woman and how she goes from living on Themyscira to living with Dr. Julia Capitalis and her daughter Vanessa. So this is from one of the reboots that they did, and this was, from what I remember, actually a good reboot of the Wonder Woman franchise for this, and that's where they pulled this story out of. So basically it starts out 5 years in the past, retelling her entire origin story, which they didn't really need to do. I was kind of surprised that they did that. Like, the whole first 15 minutes of the movie is setting up her origin story from the reboot. So I thought that was a little awkward. You know what I mean? Like, you've already set it up in a couple of different movies, like the live action movie and the animated movie from 2009. So I didn't really understand why they retold that story. But we end up flashing back, not flashing back, but flashing forward to modern day. And we see Vanessa. She's illegally selling a artifact from her mother to this like supervillains, Villainy Inc. And there's a whole huge fight scene because Diana comes in to stop the sale and save Vanessa, and her mother gets hurt. So we get to see that. And then Vanessa ends up, she blames Wonder Woman for not having a very good childhood because her mother was fascinated with Diana because her mother is an expert on ancient Greek mythology and stuff. So she works with the villainous Dr. Poison and Dr. Cyber, who, then turn her into Silver Swan so they can help get rid of Wonder Woman. And we end up seeing Diana, Steve, and Etta Candy set out to save Vanessa. Diana looks at Vanessa as like a sister, and so they set out to save her, and they journey across the planet, which I thought was kind of cool because they do go to a whole bunch of different places, and they meet a variety of established villains of hers. So they have a lot of villains in this, which did take the movie down a notch because they had too much stuff going on in it. The movie is only 82 minutes long, and it really starts moving after the first 15 minutes. It really starts moving at a faster pace, which really does hurt the story and each of the villains and characters that they bring in because they don't really feel like they're tangible, because they're in and out at a fairly quick pace. So unfortunately, that part of the whole movie I thought was very disappointing. But I think it is because, like, if they didn't have the first 15 minutes of it for her origin story again, I think this could have moved at a more steadier pace and not a fast pace. So I think that kind of hurt it. But the hard-hitting, the fast-moving action sequences in this stick the landing with ease. I mean, the action in this was actually really good. All the fight scenes in it were well done, well drawn out. Diana sports the new 52 inspired look in this as well. So you can definitely tell that this is from the reboot for the new 52. And Diana, like, I really did like the fact that she was, she was basically almost looks like she was dancing around the villains, and she was flying, she was leaping, and all that stuff looked absolutely amazing, and it showed off just how much training she's had from her being a child all the way up until now. She continues her training, and it shows just how good of a warrior she is, which I really like that part of Wonder Woman myself, is that it shows her prowess as a warrior, which is great. And as the picture up here shows, she has her sword and shield, so she does use that, as well as the whip of truth, the lasso of truth. And I honestly think the action sequences in this were the best parts of the movie. They even have a fight scene with Cheetah in this. So Cheetah is one of the villains you get to see in this movie. And, dude, the fight scene is way better than in Wonder Woman 1984. Like, the way they set it up, and then the fight scene alone was good. It shows that she struggles, that Diana struggles with people who have powers, because they can kind of stand against her a little bit better than, say, like a normal burglar, who's has no superpowers. She throws him against the wall, and the guy's knocked out. He's like, oh. So I thought that whole thing was way better than any of the action sequences in 1984, Wonder Woman 1984. And the movie ends in a great showdown between Diana and Dr. Cyber. Like, that whole thing, really takes place on Themyscira, and it's a great showdown. It's a great ending to the movie. And, like, especially a fight scene to the movie, I should say. And then they end it with, with a really nice scene between her and Vanessa. So, if you haven't seen it, I do recommend you go see this. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, even though it's been out for a year. There are spoilers. So the story suffers, again, because it's only 82 minutes long, and it has to go fast-paced. They introduce, the origin story again, and it doesn't really work out correct for this movie, because you've already have Wonder Woman 2009, the animated movie, and then you're going into this movie. So to retell the origin story isn't something I thought they would have done, but I don't know if they were also trying to reboot the franchise when they rebooted the new 50, DC into the new 52. So I did enjoy it, though, but not as much as I was hoping to, because I was like, oh, this is going to be another Wonder Woman movie, and hopefully it'll be better than the original one, because usually Warner Brothers animated DC movies are better than the last one. I recommend watching all of them. I think they're great. And the reason why I'm reviewing this is because I kind of felt this plot would have been better for Wonder Woman 1984. Not even retelling the origin story or anything like that, like minus that stuff. I think that this whole Bloodlines story plot to it would have been way better for a second movie, for that fact. Because, again, 1984 was just really all over the place. A lot of the plot didn't make sense. And honestly, I think if Bloodlines had like a 2-hour runtime, like Wonder Woman 1984 did, I think it would have been an amazing movie. I think you could have built right on each of the villains. You could have maybe made their, gotten each villain that she meets, like a small backstory in it, especially for that long of a time. Because, 82 minutes versus, 2 hours and 25 minutes or whatever WW84 was, really would have made this movie a lot better. And that's why I'm reviewing this, because I did like this movie better than I did WW84. So if you guys like what I do, please hit the like button and subscribe. And also let me know if you've seen this movie and what you thought of this movie. And if you think that this movie would have made a better live action movie than Wonder Woman 1984 did. Take care for now, everybody.